these two, I think. What's up, everybody? You guys have missed, so much reminiscing, because I forgot the film and I thought about it halfway through a story. But...
Blockbuster.
Yeah, Blockbuster. Finding free video games that you don't, at the time you don't quite appreciate as much as you should. Or at least some people that were getting the games then didn't. They threw out boxes and manuals and shit.
That was before the haul.
Yeah.
It was years before the haul.
Yeah.
But yeah, in retrospect, it sounds totally stupid. But
yeah.
So on Pat's most recent podcast,
which I've not listened to.
No, but I'm sure
not this time at least.
I'm sure you'll come across it. It's Pat the NES punk. They had a reader question, and they asked, if you had one console for the rest of your life, what would it be? You pick one system, and that's what you get to play for the rest of your life. I guess unlimited access to whatever library there is.
Now are we including systems that are still in production?
You can pick
like
that.
The Switch, because it's hard to say on the Switch because
it's not done.
It's not. Yeah, exactly. It's not done. There could be like goddamn Final Fantasy Tactics ported to it. No, not gonna happen. But something like that, something Final Fantasy Tactics-esque, where it's just of course, this system.
Well, he had
for me,
one
it would
small,
have to be a handheld.
He had one small caveat in that, you can't just say PC.
Okay.
If
I
you
would
want.
never have anyway.
Well, no, and that's fine, but you can't just say PC because it's such a blanket from the late 70s to now.
Yeah.
He suggested picking a certain era of PC. He went with mid 90s PC where you get all those adventure games, X-Wing, and that Pentium games.
Yeah, for me, I wouldn't even think of that.
I mean, I wouldn't think of PC either.
Because the only PC gaming I ever did was MMO RPGs, so it was just unless that community could last forever and the energy would remain the same for that game, it wouldn't even be a thing.
I wouldn't think so.
I don't know. Are we talking it could be handheld? Could be.
It could be any dedicated console. So, if you pick Game Boy Color.
No, it definitely wouldn't be that. But I honestly, I'd have to go with Switch right now, just because of the games that are out on it, the amount I already have, and also the possibilities of
what's to come.
Well, not only that, but just also maybe eventually Chrono Trigger comes to it if it's not already on there.
It's not, but I would definitely buy that again.
Well, that's what I mean. There's so much crossover that's possible. Whereas with a system like the DS or the 3DS, which would probably be my runner-up, would be the 3DS. It's its library is set. I'm not going to be able to play Final Fantasy Tactics if I pick 3DS. It's not on there. But conversely, I don't want to pick PS1 because that limits me quite a bit. There are a lot of RPGs that I would love to play on there, but there are also RPGs that, for the most part, you can download on something like a PSP, which would also give me Final Fantasy Tactics.
It would.
But none of these systems would let me play NHL 94,
nope.
Which we all know is the greatest game of all time. So I'd have to go with Switch because, hell, if I keep campaigning like this, maybe they will put NHL 94 on it. Or there'll be some sort of hack that we can do where I can emulate it on there.
Make it happen, EA.
Yeah. Fuck, if it's EA, it's not going to happen. EA doesn't trust the Switch at all.
Hey,
so.
They have said that they're dedicated to providing some games on the system, this or next year.
But it's not going to be NHL 94.
Oh, so. I mean, I'm sure...
that's unrealistic.
I'm sure it'll be typical EA trash, I'm just saying.
I wouldn't mind if they gave me an updated roster version.
And that's what I was going to say. Make it
the exact same gameplay. You guys don't have to do any work other than switch some names around.
Make it NHL 21.
Yeah. just
But
literally
make it play like 94.
Yeah, you don't even need 3D graphics. You use the same graphics.
Didn't they do that a while ago?
They had.
I think it was
I
NHL
think it was
15 or whatever.
NHL 14. I think.
14 would make sense because it was 20 years.
Yeah, I think it was 14. I was considering picking it up, but at the time it was like I found the 360 version, and I didn't have a 360. I don't know if you were able to play online against people. Not that I think it would matter now, because like who would be there? If it's even possible to play on PS3 online or 360 online. But I think it was a mode that was on there. Like you can play NHL 94 on there.
That would make sense.
I don't know if it was the original game or if it was like updated rosters like I was talking about from like 6 years ago.
So I mean, I thought about it, and an obvious choice would have been like NES, Super NES for me, but when I got to thinking, like I may have to go with Switch as well because there's so much on it. Like between the like the Wii and Wii U ports, the new games,
Yeah.
the eShop stuff, and I'm including the Switch Online, so the NES and Super NES games that are on there.
Yeah,
Which are
just
some
like,
of-
well, that's part of what I was thinking of too. Is like not only the games we already have, but the potential.
But
of,
the
like,
thing is, like,
crossover.
Switch Online isn't going to be there forever. So 20 years from now, Switch Online won't exist, and you probably won't be able to play all the NES and Super NES games that are on there now. Which is the unfortunate
you just
part.
prioritize playing the games that might not be there forever.
But those are all
today.
games that we should have been playing for the past, like, 3 decades.
Yeah.
So,
Well,
like,
but like from my
Shadow of the
perspective-
Ninja is awesome, but, I mean, I could have played that on the NES.
Well, yeah, but like for instance, if you had the choice to play, let's say, A Link to the Past now, knowing that in 10 years you'll never be able to play it again.
I actually just started playing that again the other day. After I played through Rygar.
Yeah. So, like, would you... I think you would prioritize playing that and getting, like, a good experience playing that now, knowing that it'll be gone. Like, completely gone. Whereas something that you have on cartridge, like, say... I don't even know what's coming out, like, soon, but, like, say Mario...
Breath of the Wild 2.
Breath of the Wild 2 comes out, but it's going to be on cartridge, so you could, play that forever.
Yeah.
Like, you'd prioritize playing A Link to the Past because, when you're 50, you can still play Breath of the Wild 2, whereas A Link to the Past will just be gone. It'll be locked away in this theoretical, fantasy world where you only play one console for the rest of your life.
I mean, it's that desert island question.
Yeah.
The hypothetical.
My issue is that my two favorite games that I always return to are on, polar opposite systems. So it's like
Yeah, they sure are.
I can't get one system that plays both without like some sort of emulation, which I hate.
But you also played both of those games to death. Like, would it be okay not playing them ever again?
It'd be a hard ask for me not to make a decision in which I lock myself out of playing NHL 94 again.
See, I feel kind of the same way with
Tactics
something-
a little bit less, but that's also why it's my second favorite game and not my first favorite game. Is I feel like I have played at least a lifetime's worth of Tactics.
You've played a lot of Tactics.
I've done, just with the exception of actually completing the Deep Dark Dungeon, which is, I mean, like, sure, you can call yourself a completionist and do that, but it's never been worth my time, and you don't get enough out of it, in my opinion, because it happens so late in the game that you don't, like, the items you get from there, you didn't really need, and they're more of, like, a win more kind of thing.
Yeah.
But, like, I can live knowing that I would never get to play Tactics again. But I'd be hard-pressed to not play NHL 94, but I also don't want to lock myself into Super Nintendo.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like
See, it's a
I feel
tough
like
question.
there's too few games on that system that I specifically would be happy playing for the rest of the time.
It's a tough question.
But we got a thrift store to go into, so yeah. Yeah, $75 PS2 Slim. with some dancing games that you wouldn't even be able to play with it. Grab this Castle Grayskull real quick. Ted got
We got stuff today.
Agamemnon.
Yep.
Now let me know how that is. Looks pretty cool.
It does.
I probably wouldn't have noticed it though. Bye, Ted. Later. Alright, we're back. We spent a decent amount of time helping my mom with bringing cats to the vet. So we lost about 2 hours there. Let's take a look at what I was able to find at the thrift stores. Pretty cool day. Not many finds. Only video game related find I believe is Dirt on the 360. Pretty sure I saw it was going for like $10, $15. Paid $2 for this. A Goosebump find. This one I did not have. This is Don't Go to Sleep, number 54. I haven't opened these up yet, but these are, well, let's open them up now. No time like the present. These are from the Batman animated series. Oh. I don't know why he has 2 capes attached to him. They're like bendy figures. Only $4 for the set. And they look pretty cool. Don't know what they're worth. Haven't looked them up yet. Does he wear 2 capes? I don't remember. Maybe he wears 2 capes and it's just not attached right. I don't know. You got Nightwing. Interesting find here because this is something to look for or look out for, I guess, if you play D&D or like having a ridiculous amount of 6-sided die in matching colors. This is a game called Tenzi that Ted found at one of our last stops. It was voted Best Toys winner for Astra, American Specialty for Retailing Association. Okay. Not gonna play this. Don't really have any interest. But look at all these dice. That is cool. You got 4 different colors. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I think 10 of each one. Very cool. Every once in a while when you're playing a spellcaster in D&D, you need a ton of 6-sided dice, and that is a really cool thing to find. And usually the dice can get up there if you're looking for like a big package of a large amount of 6-sided dice. I don't know where I was going with that. Alright. Next up, you've probably seen it in the background here. We picked up Castle Grayskull. Not the first time I've seen this, but it is the first time I've picked it up. Usually I see this at flea markets, and it's a seller that has a whole bunch of other toys and they know what they have. This is pretty bare bones. It's literally just the castle, connects, has like 1 sticker decal still attached, and what I have here is the door that would affix itself right here. Unfortunately, mine is broken, and the reason I have this door is because I had it from a lot of like G.I. Joe and Masters of the Universe stuff that I got while I wasn't filming for YouTube, and I had this listed in a bag of random Masters of the Universe stuff, so I'm going to pull that, relist the other stuff without it, and put the door with this. It kind of stays like as a display piece, but once you interact with it, it just falls down. But I figure it's better off being sold with the castle, which I'm obviously not keeping because I'm not into Masters of the Universe like that, rather than in a random lot of action figures, you know what I'm saying? So I thought that was pretty cool. Probably the coolest find on the day. That was $20 at the Goodwill. Got a stack of books. Don't remember the exact total. I know some of them, one of them was like a $50 book. So probably, I'd guesstimate around $60-ish in book profit today. And I believe that's it. Oh, nope. One last thing. This is the original trilogy plug and play. It's on a Millennium Falcon. Packaging could be better. A little bit broken at the bottom. Goes for about $15 to $20, brand new. Paid $8.50. So not the greatest deal ever, but definitely a really cool plug and play. Didn't want to leave it behind. It was at our first stop of the day, so you never know if you're going to find anything else on the day, so you got to buy something, right? It's about 4, actually it's about 5 o'clock right now, so I'm going to go over what sold on eBay tomorrow, because I'm going to run out of time, and it looks like my wife wants me to make dinner tonight, so we'll be doing that in a little bit. Still have to work on today's video, so that's actually going to be making me run late for dinner. Anyway, so like the video, subscribe if you're new, and as always, keep it real, internet. I love you guys.